In the company of men, everything is possible. I'm delighted to be in the company of you people. Now, in the previous video, we talked about building a smartphone battery, and we indeed built a smartphone battery. And so today I thought I would come and just shed some more light into what was happening there. Now, I want you to know two things: that any smartphone, or by that, and any phone battery, is basically supposed to be able to charge and then provide that charge when actually needed. So in essence, we have the smartphone battery, or a battery of a phone, having basically two constituent parts. That's one, the accumulator, and then two, the battery management circuit, or what we could call the accumulator management circuit, because this accumulator is supposed to, one, store a charge, and then two, release it for any need that power will be necessary. For instance, turning on the phone, you'll be able to listen to the music. The accumulator is allowing you access that energy stored in it. And then, because we cannot release that energy at once, for the safety of our device and also for the safety of the accumulator itself, we have what we call the battery management circuit. Now, battery management circuit does two things, and one of them is regulating the charging current. This is the amount of current that is going into the battery to prevent it from burning out, as the current kind of reacts with the internal resistance of the battery. So that is one of the purposes of this battery management system or circuit. And then two is for it to regulate the amount of power that it supplies to the device, so that your device doesn't get burned. Now, to help you visualize what those two look like, I can use this. This right now, what you're seeing here, is the accumulator. This is basically like a storage device. This is like, how can I say, a jerry can of water, right? And this allows you to be able to keep water in a jerry can so that you can use it in future. Now, the battery management circuit is basically a set of electronics that come to help you handle the rate at which you put in water or put in power, and how you put it out. You can see those components. So in the previous video, we decided to build a battery like this. Now, you might be asking me, how about removable batteries? It's the same thing. There's an accumulator just the way you see this, and then underneath here, where you access the terminals positive and negative, you have the battery management circuit, and you ripped it apart, you will see it. So in most cases, when you're unable to find your own battery, what you would do is look for another battery that has an accumulator that physically has the size that can fit inside your device, and then pick the battery management circuit from your old battery, which in most cases may be alive. And if it be alive, then you can just combine this with that accumulator and form a battery of sort of this kind. Now, this one was an accumulator in an Apple battery, but then it died, and then we got this. Then the Apple phone died, but the battery was okay. And this is a connector for a Techno smartphone, and its battery was dead. So we have mixed the two, the control board of a Techno smartphone and the accumulator of an iPhone, to come up with a battery that can work in a Techno smartphone. So in case you were wondering what was happening in that video, this is basically what was happening there. And I think now that I've stated that, let me just mention one or two handling criteria or precautions that you have to follow when handling these accumulators, because these things have been known to even cause fire. That's because the power or current that this accumulator is giving out becomes very high, that the heat generated causes the accumulator itself to catch fire. So never make the positive terminal, in this case that is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. Never connect this directly to that. A very high current will flow and that will cause a fire to happen, and that's where actually this also comes in. This is limiting the amount of current that can go inside by use of resistances and transistors to make sure that you deliver this current in a manageable way so that this does not explode into fire. Now, that said, also because some of these batteries are not enabled for quick charging, if you charge it very quickly, normally because of that internal heating, heating actually deteriorates these lithium ion cells. So to also prevent your battery from dying quickly, the battery management system limits the amount of current that can go in at any given time. Now that is about handling this battery. There's another thing I wanted to note: don't puncture this with any metal thing, because internal, why you see this and that coming, if those two catch each other and this thing is charged, then it is also a fire. It's a disaster. Now that iPhone that we built a battery for, it turned out we had two batteries, for which one was this. Now this one, you could see that it was physically swollen. That's how you know that the accumulator is the fault. And then the other one was actually very perfect, the way you see this, very thin and lean and still in shape. But the challenge was that when you try to charge, it doesn't gain charge, and then also when it's not charging, the phone automatically restarts itself even without anyone touching it, and that's the sign that the battery management system here is over limiting the current that either goes into charge or is delivered for use. So in which case we decided to get those two batteries and pick one of each of their functioning parts and combining them together into one battery. One had a dead accumulator but had a good control board. We picked the good control board. The other had a dead control board and a good accumulator. We took the accumulator and combined the good accumulator with the good control board and came up with a new battery, as long as it would fit where we wanted it to go. So that is it in brief, or in under 7 minutes or 8 minutes, how the battery build came to be. And once you understand that, it will help you with scenarios where you have the phone, its battery is not available in the market, but you are able to find an accumulator that physically fits there, and then you have its older battery from which you can pick the control board. It applies for these inbuilt batteries as well as these removable batteries. So assuming I had a phone that used this battery but the accumulator had swollen, I would unwrap this to expose where they connect and pick off that circuit, to also provide me a point of termination where it can connect to the phone, to the phone. So the other thing of the battery management system, the function is that it provides terminals for connection. That is it for today. If you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button. It's our hope that we will keep on bringing you informational videos like this to teach you repairs, both as a hobby and as a business. And if you're new here, find it within your abilities to subscribe. And if you're old, I beg you that you watch the videos till the end, because that in essence will help us develop the watch hours, which will push us to the point of monetization. And in a way,